A confused buyer doesn't buy. They scroll, pause, and pass on to the next one. And in a market where we're experiencing a trust recession, this is happening more than ever. Why? Because confusion is everywhere. Confusion in your message, confusion in your offers, confusion in what you actually stand for. And here's the hard truth. Most businesses don't realize that they're the ones creating this confusion. Because with every new scaling strategy comes more complexity. Launching more offers to meet buyers where they're at, only leaving your audience to carry the burden of figuring out which offer is the best fit and waiting for when you launch it next. Or posting 3 to 4 times a day, making your buyers feel like they need to spend more time digesting your content before they can even begin to figure out if you can help them. And not to mention constantly tweaking your message, your funnels, your emails, all of it in an attempt to stay relevant and hopefully figure out why the heck leads come in, but buyers don't come out. But all that effort, it only creates noise, not clarity. And noise puts a trust veil between you and your buyers. It slows decisions, it clouds your voice, and it forces people to keep watching instead of confidently buying, leaving you in the maybe later category with your buyers. And maybe later is the death zone for any business that wants to scale fast. So how do we solve this so saying yes to you becomes the easiest and best decision they've ever made? You make things simple. Simple to understand, simple to want, and simple to say yes. That is what I call strategic simplicity. It's not about dumbing things down. It's about designing your business in a way that's so clear, cohesive, and compelling that the right people instantly know you're the answer they've been looking for. No overwhelm, no decision fatigue, no juggling endless funnels or launches. Because when your business is built around strategic simplicity, you eliminate confusion. Your offers become obvious and your growth, it becomes inevitable. So today, I'm going to share with you how you can sell multiple offers, streamline your growth, and get people feeling like saying yes is the best decision they've ever made without confusing your buyers or overwhelming yourself in the process. So let's simplify your path to scaling without sacrificing results. Now, hey, and welcome back to the Business Real Talk Show, where we cut through the noise and give you real, no-fluff strategies at scale. Now, last week, we broke down the truth behind small audience marketing, and we flipped the script on the idea that bigger is always better when it comes to audience size. Because what actually drives sales isn't how many people are watching, it's how deeply your message lands with the right ones. And we unpacked what makes a small but strategic audience insanely profitable and how to shift from chasing visibility to creating resonance. So if you missed that episode, definitely go back and binge it after this one, because today we're building on that next layer for what you need to do of how to simplify and streamline your offers, your buyer journey, and your entire growth strategy so that saying yes to working with you becomes the only logical choice. So let's get real. Now, we know that you want growth that feels inevitable. You want to scale without reinventing the wheel every single time you evolve. And you want to attract clients from every single angle without becoming a full-time content machine. And lastly, you want your marketing strategy to grow with you, not one that only gets more complicated and harder to manage the more successful you become. Now, here's the key. You can do this, but right now, you're following strategies that are inadvertently slowing things down instead of speeding them up. And you've probably done everything the experts told you to do. You launched the value ladder, built offers for every budget, created a lead magnet to each, and then another and another. You set up your funnel, you segmented emails, you created the behavior-based triggers, you tried all the best practices, and you started showing up everywhere. Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, maybe even a podcast. You've been told to be omnipresent, so you tried to be. And you tweaked your messaging. You tweaked it again when engagement dropped, and you shifted your niche, you redid your offer suite, you renamed your program, and maybe it worked for a bit. But then growth began to stall, and sales slowed, and the audience stopped responding. And the advice you got, do more, show up more, add another offer. It starts out really simple, but before you know it, you've got multiple offers for different types of buyers, content for each stage of the funnel, several different platforms pulling your attention, and funnels, emails, and messages that don't connect to each other. Sure, on paper, it looks like you've built an empire, but behind the scenes, it's messy, it's hard to manage, and it's nearly impossible to scale. And the wild part, this doesn't mean your offers are bad. It doesn't even mean that you're doing anything wrong. It just means that your your business is begging for structure. It's asking for a way to scale that doesn't come with more complexity, because complexity doesn't speed things up, it slows them down. And here's where things get tricky. You've probably been told to fix this problem now by launching in cycles, creating a funnel for each offer, sticking to a value ladder, or even just selling one offer at a time, all in an attempt to make things easier and reduce the load on your buyer. But those are all short-term solutions to a long-term problem, because even if you get results in the beginning, what ends up happening is you split your energy, you split your audience, and you split your time and your team's capacity, because you're juggling multiple balls in the air, each with its own strategy, message, and client journey. And eventually it starts to stall your sales. Just like one of my clients who came to me with a full spectrum offer suite, one with DIY, done for you, done with you, and incredible client results to boot. She had become the launch queen, but when the perfect client landed on her doorstep, she spent 2 days in her world only to go and buy from someone else days later. Why? Because she was in the thick of a launch for her DIY offer, and this client was looking for high-touch one-on-one support, the kind that my client charged $50,000 for, and one that this person would have happily paid in full for had she not thought that my client worked only DIY with her clients. Why? Because her entire marketing strategy was so complex that the perfectly timed launches meant people were confused on who she helped and how she helped them. It wasn't a pricing issue, and it wasn't a they weren't ready issue. It was a clarity issue. And in a crowded market, clarity wins, because the clearest pathway allows your buyers to enter your world and know instantly that you're the one. No waiting for your next launch, no weighing the pros and cons of 5 different offers you have, no second guessing if you can actually help them. See, much of the confusion you and your buyers are feeling comes from your offers, more specifically from building your entire business around your offers. Here's what I mean. When you're using an offer-based growth strategy, every time you evolve, your entire business has to evolve with you. So when you create or evolve an offer, you have to update everything else to match. New messaging, new funnels, new launch plans, new sales pages, new webinars, VSL or sales sequences, new everything. And suddenly, your marketing turns into a full-time job just trying to keep up, which means you're not growing your business, you're multiplying its complexity with every new layer. And it's chaotic, disjointed, and exhausting. And worst of all, it confuses your buyers. And over time, that doesn't just get messy, it becomes impossible to scale. And the problem isn't the offers themselves, it's the system you're using to hold them. Think of it this way. Most businesses are built like a messy collection of apps, offers stacked on top of each other, each with its own landing page, its own messaging, its own funnel. So they start to look like they were built by different developers with different goals. But when you build your business around a method instead of your offers, everything runs under one cohesive operating system. Your method is your OS. It's the foundation everything runs on. It dictates how things function, how they connect, and how they evolved. Think of Apple. Their operating system is the backbone. Whether you're on an iPhone, a MacBook, or an iPad, you intuitively know how to navigate. The apps might look slightly different, but they follow the same rules, they speak the same language, and they deliver a familiar experience. That's trust. That's consistency. That's conversion. That's where method-based scaling comes in. Instead of building your business around your offers, you build it around your method. A method-based strategy flips everything, so that instead of having separate strategies for every offers, you build one clear, consistent method that anchors your authority and drives every offer you create. Your method becomes the backbone, the through line, the thing that buyers trust before they ever see your offer. So one clear, innovative method anchors your message and aligns your offers and positions you as the only choice. So whether you're selling a $1,000 membership or a $50K VIP day, your message stays the same. Your authority compounds, and your buyers don't have to guess whether or not it's for them. They know. And that changes everything, because your method leads the way. Every offer becomes a plug and play solution inside of a bigger framework, and your messaging stays consistent even when your programs evolve. Your clients understand how you help and why you're the only one who can. You don't have to reinvent your strategy every quarter or split your audience's attention or explain yourself over and over again. Instead, you create strategic simplicity, a lean, method-driven system that sells everything you do without creating more complexity. So let me show you what this looks like in real life. One of my clients had 3 signature offers: a group program, a high-ticket one-on-one, and a licensing model. Now, each was wildly valuable, each served a different type of buyer, and each needed a different marketing angle, which meant different content, funnels, emails, sales pages, the whole bit, right? And her team was exhausted, her audience was overwhelmed, and her revenue had started to plateau. Now, once we repositioned her business around her method instead of her offers, everything changed. Suddenly, her method became the anchor of her brand. Instead of trying to market 3 different things, she sold one powerful transformation and one methodology and delivered it in multiple different ways. Her group program, a guided implementation of her method. Her one-on-one, high-touch, customized application of that same method. Her licensing offer, a white-labeled version of the method that other pros could use. Do you see the difference? She didn't need more offers or funnels. She needed one clear method that her market could trust and rally behind. And once she had it, her messaging got sharper, her leads were more aligned and higher quality, her conversions increased, and her business finally felt simple again. Because people don't buy offers, they buy belief in a system that works. And when that system is crystal clear, you become the only option in a sea of alternatives. This is what strategic simplicity gives you: a system built to scale with not more effort, but with more clarity. So how do you actually do it, right? How do you build a business that scales, but not through complexity or constant reinvention, but through one clear method that simplifies everything and sells for you? That's where my approach comes in. I help businesses turn their expertise into a method and then leverage a method-based selling system to do the rest of the work for them. One that takes you out of exhausting launches or juggling multiple funnels, platforms, and messages, trying to keep the wheels from falling off, and your entire business into a lean, high-converting machine that's rooted in clarity, trust, and your entire business into a lean, high-converting machine that's rooted in clarity, trust, and strategic simplicity. So let's break it down so you can see how you can 10x your growth with a method-based selling system without needing to juggle multiple things in the process. Now, number 1 is to extract your method. I want you to think of this as like mining for gold. Most experts are sitting on a gold mine of repeatable results, but it's hidden behind multiple offers or client customizations that they can't see the pattern. One of my clients was known for helping business owners grow through mindset, offers, and system, but every offer she had focused on a different piece, and it looked like she had everything for everyone. Now, once we pulled back and realized all her best clients got results because of how she taught decision making, that became her method. And suddenly, all her offers aligned and the noise disappeared. The second step is positioning that method to sell. So once we have your method, we build a category around it. It's not what you do, but the unique how that no one else can replicate. Like how Apple doesn't sell laptops, they sell design, innovation, and ease through their OS ecosystem. Same product category, entirely different buying experiences. You stop competing on features and start being known for your method. Now, step 3, align your offers. Now, instead of creating offers to meet every possible pain point or client stage, you're simply giving people different access points to the same method. It's like a theme park. Whether someone buys general admission tickets, a VIP pass, or the all access season pass, they're still entering the same magical world. This builds trust, cohesion, and makes selling feel seamless. Step 4 is building the system. Everything from your content, your lead gen, to your sales calls and your sales system all flow from one central message and method, which means you can scale without juggling 5 versions of your business at once. Now, one of my clients went from juggling 4 different offers and different platforms to running one method-based series that generated clients on autopilot for all of her offers. Why? Because the system made it obvious how all roads led back to her. This is why I created the only method-based selling system, because I got tired of watching businesses having to choose between limiting the number of offers they could have just to try and keep things simple, or juggling launches, platforms, funnels, etc., just trying to streamline their success without overwhelming their audience. Method-based selling has been the linchpin in over 500 plus businesses that we've worked with. From Fortune 100 corporations to startups, we've simplified the way that businesses grow and scale by leveraging this method-based marketing and selling approach. It builds massive trust in the market because you become known for your innovative and proprietary approach. It simplifies success because you're not juggling multiple funnels, webinars, and launches, and it creates space for adaptability and growth because no more keeping offers that don't serve you because changing them requires a complete rebrand or business upheaval. Because when you stop building your business around your offers and start building them around your method, you don't just grow, you become the only choice. Your work becomes unforgettable, your marketing becomes binge-worthy, and your growth becomes inevitable. This is the power behind the easiest method because it gets your leads to be able to sell themselves, and it comes down to 3 key pieces. Number 1, knowing how to win the market, how we create your innovative gap methodology so that you can truly create a market of one. We do this by identifying industry gaps and exactly how your work can solve for that gap in the market. This is where you become the only and undeniable solution to their highest value problems. This is where you're able to create limitless demand, have clients running to you where you're charging 5 to 10 times more and clients happily pay. It's also the key that unlocks all doors because everything is built off of your methodology, which leads us to the next step, which is how we create what we call bingeable decision systems, aka your client acquisition process that gets your leads to sell themselves. Now, what we've done is we've created a bingeable series similar to how you watch your favorite show on Netflix, and it works by actually mirroring how people naturally make decisions using a bingeable miniseries. So think of how Netflix gets you to sit down, binge watch an entire series without taking any breaks and become a die-hard fan. This is what we're doing inside of our bingeable decision process. We're creating systems that allow your clients to binge their way to an easy yes. So you have clients pre-sold and ready to work with you, chomping at the bit to pay you before they even get on a sales call. Now, the third and final piece is actually being able to deliver on the results that you've promised, because you cannot build a business that's simply great at marketing and sales and not be able to deliver on the promises that you make. This is why we teach our clients not only to build the client acquisition, but the delivery and retention systems that create happy clients. This is what we call our happy client machine. The way that we teach our clients to build the delivery and retention systems that not only drive incredible results for their clients at scale, but in results that no longer are fully dependent upon you. So you have clients who are singing your praises to anyone that they meet while actually being able to enjoy your life. Now, if you've listened to everything I've had to say today and you've said, oh my gosh, this is the missing piece, this is what I've been missing, I need a method-based selling system, what is the next step to that? I want to invite you to book a growth optimization call with me. Now, this is not a high pressure call. This is where you and I will sit down individually, we'll look at what your current business model looks like, what your acquisition and retention systems look like, and I'll share with you where I see the biggest optimization points in that process. So you'll walk away knowing exactly what you should be focusing on rather than just taking stabs in the dark trying to figure out what you need to fix. And if it makes sense and I believe that I can actually truly get you results, I'll share with you how the easiest method can help you get your leads to sell themselves using the Netflix effect. So if you're ready to take control of your success and build a client acquisition system that gets your leads to sell themselves so you can create success on your own terms, I want to invite you to book your growth optimization call now by heading on over to easyesleads.com/call. Now, if you're new around here or you want to learn just a little bit more about how the Netflix effect system actually works, I want to invite you to check out our on-demand bingeable series that breaks down the exact 3-step process that we use to get our leads to be able to sell themselves. You can check it out now by heading on over to thenetflixeffect.com to check out this mini series. Now, I want you to walk away from today's episode understanding that the key to creating a process that's scalable, that's successful, that's efficient, and more importantly, gets the fastest results from your clients buying from you comes down to creating a system that focuses on clarity and removes all possible confusion. And the easiest and fastest way to do this is to stop selling your offers and start selling your method. We talked about how we create strategic simplicity using a method-based selling system that allows you to create just one single system to replace all your exhausting marketing funnels and systems that you've built right now that may be only taking more away from you and creating more confusion with your buyers. Now, as always, if you've enjoyed today's episode, I would love and appreciate it if you take just 1 minute out of your already busy day to go rate, subscribe, and share this episode with a friend. But until next time, here's to keeping it real.